And certainly Gupita Krishna, who is on pole position at Suzuka, is leading the championship as well. But talk us a little bit about the Suzuka racetrack. It's a long track, 5.82 kilometers.
For the qualifying session today, that he will try to be in front. He's in the group of Suzuka 7 but then again, it is Underbone racing. It doesn't really matter where you are on the grid and what matters is that the final lap. That is the most important thing for the Underbone racing.
We've got 6 laps for you in the Underbone. It may seem a short race, but as we said, it is a long circuit to Suzuka. It's almost 2 laps in one. We're showing you the grid here. We're down to number 18 there, Floriana's time of 2:58. Last year's top qualification time was around about the 2:44 mark. We're into 2:46, 2:47. Again, it's an indication of the wet conditions.
Indeed, that's an indication of the wet condition where Ahmad Sham last year did 2:45, second in the qualifying, and as compared to the Krishna.
Okay, we are all set. The red flag has disappeared. The red lights are on. When they go off, we are underway for the Underbone 130cc, and it's a slow start for Gupita Krishna. It's a long straight here. As you say, it's not absolutely essential to get off to a great start because it's such a long race, but look at this. They are coming in 2-3 abreast into this first corner. Everybody, I think, safely negotiating it. It's a very tentative start, Army.
Yes, indeed. And since it's only 6 laps in the race, so they have to get a very good start in the race. And normally we saw in Underbone racing where the first few laps they will just be one group and it's like playing with each other. But here in this race, they have to push from the very beginning.
Gupita Krishna is quite a way back. He's currently in 6th place at the moment after that tentative start. In the way, Norizman Ismail also in that little group at the front end as they come through the snake part of the circuit. As you say, it's the very technical area of the circuit, and as they come up, sweeping up the hill, we've got this front little trio are beginning to break away as they come through the spray and the mist. We've also already got our first casualty.
Yes, we have one problem on the track, and perhaps he can join the race, but we have now leader in front. That is number 61. It's Fernando.
Fernando Herdian has come from the second row of the grid and leads the way, does the Indonesian, and this will be good for him because he's had a good season so far, and he'll want to make certain inroads into Gupita Krishna, and he's got a little bit of space ahead of him as he goes round the hairpin. So it's Fernando Herdian who is leading the way. Gupita Krishna is quite some distance back in 5th and 6th place.
Wow, it is interesting to see that. It is Fernando Herdian. If I'm not mistaken, behind Fernando is the Norizman Ismail. Is now currently 2nd, and both of them started from the second row of the race. So Lipa in front, 4 riders in front of them: Anggi, Gupita, Wahyu, and Ahmad Sham.
As they come round Spoon, this is quite a considerable lead for the front two. Conditions are wet, as you can see. We've got a slide. We'll try and pick up who that is, but it's his back end has just gone away from him. You can see even as he's running back onto his bike that he's slip sliding all over the place. It doesn't affect the leaders. Orlando still leads.
That's Reza Palevi, number 75 from Indonesia, and that's really have one rider is out of the race, or in fact, he tried to get back into the race.
Top end of your screen, it's just his back end slides away from him. There's nothing he can do. He's not gone in aggressively. There's nothing technical. It's just in these conditions, this will happen.
While the grip, they will not get the same grip on a dry condition. That's one thing for sure, and that will be down to the skill and the maneuver of the rider himself on the track to ensure that, and they have enough grip. They have, but they're using the same tire for the Underbone racing. So as you can see, right now the time is only 3 minutes 05 seconds for a lap.
Yeah, Fernando Herdian leads, Norizman 2nd, Wahyu Aji is still holding on in 3rd, and Sasi Taran, that's a brilliant effort from the Singaporean. He's up in 4th, Ahmad Fazrul Sao and Anggi, they complete the top 6. Looking down the line, Gupita Krishna has dropped down to 9th, the championship leader, and seems to be struggling.
Well, as you can now, due to the condition of the track, but it's good to have Fernando Herdian now leading the race, and it's a gap with Herdian and Norisman with Wahyu Aji, and as Sasitaran is currently fourth with Amat Sham, and when is Kopita Krishna down to ninth.
Apologies to Sassy, he's Malaysian
Sassy
through and
Malaysian.
through, isn't he? But as at the front end, we have Wahyu Aji. That's a fine ride from Wahyu. He's leading the chasing pack, but it's quite some distance that the front two have gone. Fernando Herdian hasn't stopped. It's a slow first lap time, but in Sector 1, it's 50.942. That's the fastest in that section so far, although Gupita has just posted a 50.820 to suggest he's not out, and that is spectacular.
Well, I thought yes, Fernando Herdian. Is that the number 69? Because the color of the bike seems that is number 69. That's the leader of that Fernando Herdian, and this is a battle between number 21. That is S Sasitaran, and that is Wahyu Aji.
Well, Wahyu Aji, this is the battle for. Well, it was P3. It's now for P2. It is Fernando Herdian who has disappeared from the front end of the pack. That means that Wahyu Aji and Sassy are chasing Isman Ismail, who is the race leader by quite some considerable way. We are midway through lap 2 of 6, and Isman Ismail has got a real opportunity here.
Yeah, I was about to say that before Fernando Herdian crashed. It's an advantage for the rider in front, because it's difficult for rider behind to see the spray from the bike in front. That will not do any good for the riders behind them. So that will give advantage for Norisman Ismail.
There is the crash, the former race leader, and again it's just he's lost his back end and he's just slid into the long runoff area. So good camera work to catch that, but Fernando Herdian is out. That means Norisman Ismail is miles ahead of the rest of the pack, but there is a long way to go.
Well, that's a healthy lead for Norisman Ismail in front, a few seconds in front of Wahyu Aji and S Sasitaran. Well, that will not guarantee Norisman yet, because of this type of condition. Anything can happen in the race. The grip that will play a very important part for the riders, and they have to be very, very careful on the track.
All the riders are riding similar tyres. They don't have an option here, so they're all on equal bikes, all on equal tyres. And now, if you've got a healthy, what's the lead? It's 0.7 of a second for Norisman Ismail from Wahyu Aji and Sasitaran. Those two are having the race of their season. Gupita has got himself up into 4th place. That's a great comeback by the championship leader. Angi Pamana is in 5th. Eli Idlianta is in 6th.
2.842 seconds for Norisman in front of that group. That is good enough for the Underbone category, but we still have 4 laps to go, and this is a battle for a second place. We have 4 riders, and especially for Sasi, who's second behind Wahyu Aji.
Peter Krishna is the fastest lapper at the moment. He did a 3.05618 on the last lap, so he is closing up. He's in this little group who are chasing the very, very far distant Norisman Ismail. Wahyu is still in 2nd, Sassy is in 3rd, but you look at Gupita Krishna, the bike number 23. Normally he's in black, but it's the green livery of Gupita Krishna who is putting pressure on the 2nd place.
Yes, Gupita just set the fastest time in Sector 1, 50.612 seconds. So he is gaining behind the group.
There is Gupita, he's just at the tail. There he is on the green as they come under the track. This is one of the few circuits in the world that is a figure of 8, where going under the back stretch. Gupita Krishna putting the pressure on Wahyu Aji and Sasitaran as Wahyu leads into the hairpin. Sasi and Gupita Krishna close behind. Angi Pamana also putting pressure on. This group of 4, though, are a long way distant from the race leader, Norisman Ismail.
For a moment we saw Sasitaran was second in front of Wahyu Aji, but Wahyu Aji regained his place in front of Sasi, with Gupita Krishna now pushing hard. And we have with Norisman Ismail setting the fastest time in Sector 2 with Sasitaran, but Gupita Krishna, we saw he struggle during the early part of the race. Yeah, look at that gap between Norisman and Wahyu Aji.
And there we've got another slider. That's Wahyu Aji, who has slid off identical place to where we saw the race leader Fernando slide off on the last lap. And so there is obviously some little problem coming into that corner, because again he's not being too aggressive. His back end has just slipped away from him. Waiwaji goes
Yeah.
from 2nd to 7th.
Yeah, how you are, he pushes too hard in that corner for the fighter factory racing. As we can see right now, the downside in front of that group because he's trying to get away from the group or from being pushed by Sasitaran. You have to be very careful. Like I said, the grip is not that good. So for the riders and it's quite difficult for them to maneuver around the track.
So again, very, very tentative. There's Gupita now in bike number 23. Now, has he lost a place
Yeah,
there?
he
He's
lost a place.
He's
Lost a place.
dropped down to 4th on the Kawasaki, but he is in a nice position right on the shoulders with 3 laps to go. The lead for Norizman Ismail is, well, more than a second.
Yeah, it's 5.4 a second for Norizman with Angi, another rider from Fighter who was second, because now we saw that is Sasitaran who regained his place in the second place, but not we don't know for how long, because right behind his tail is Gupita Krishna and Angi Permana.
Okay, Norizman, he's lapping more than a second quicker than just about everybody else on the track, so he is going away at the front. So our focus is very much on the battle for P2, which is these 3 riders here, Angi Permana on bike 158, Sasi Taran and Gupita Krishna. Gupita is currently in 3rd place, Sasi 2nd, Angi in 4th, and you just see him at the top of your screen there. Norizman Ismail is racing away with this one. We are around about the halfway stage, just over halfway.
Well, 3 laps to go. It looks like it is Norizman's race to lose right now, and these 3 riders are battling for P2. It is going to be difficult for them, because they have to push hard, and at the same time they have to be getting very careful, especially during the chicane, and because of the lack of the grip, it is easy for them to lose the control of the bike.
They go around the Degner corner and then into another little technical part of the track, and this is the area which seems to be the most slippy. Gupita Krishna goes on the inside, takes 2nd place as they go through the hairpin. Gupita ahead of Sasi, ahead of Angi, but still a long way distant of Norizman. But now he's got nothing between him and Norizman Ismail. Gupita Krishna, he's got 2.5 laps to try and make up, best part of 5.5 seconds.
Now Gupita Krishna is in front of that group, and Sasi is trying his best, trying hard to get back in front of Gupita Krishna. He has to be very careful, especially at this part of the track. We saw 2 of the riders lost control of the bike here, but Sasi did well to regain his 2nd place in front of Gupita Krishna.
He did indeed, didn't he? Obviously very cautious, Gupita Krishna there, because it's twice bitten. He doesn't want to make sure he's the 3rd one, and Sasi and Gupita just put their heads down. It's almost like cycling here. You get your head down, get as much straight line speed as you possibly can, shoulders hunched up the hill as they approach the fastest part of the circuit, the infamous 130R.
And still Sasi Taran leading in front. Norizman just set the fastest time. In fact, Norizman Ismail set the fastest time on the track, even though he was racing by himself in front. He just set the fastest time. And now we have Gupita Krishna from the inside of Sasi Taran to be 2nd in the race.
That's the infamous chicane as Gupita. This time, surely he'll want to try to hold on to 2nd spot. He'll want to try to get out of this battle for P2, but Sasi Tiran is really got a little bit of straight line speed, and both have gone past him. Both Sasi and Angi have gone past Gupita Krishna, who clearly slowed down too much as he did the technical chicane, and he's back into 4th, although chasing immediately, tried to get back into P2. What a battle, Gupita back up into P2.
It's a real battle between these 3 riders, but Ahmad Fazlul Sham is not very far behind this group. In fact, he's chasing and gaining to join the group because of the battle that they had between these 3 riders that give some advantage for Ahmad Fazlul Sham and Muhammad Rozaiman Sain, in fact, to close down to the group in front.
Yeah, that group of 3 has become a group of 5. As well, Ahmed Fazlul Sham and Rozaiman are at the tail end of the 3, but it's Sasi Tiran who's in 3rd, and Gupita Krishna, who's the championship leader, let's not forget, but this is for P2. Now he's even out of shot. He's 2 corners clear, is Norizman Ismail. You use the fatal words, it's his race to lose, but it certainly is his race to lose. His lead is now 9.86 seconds. If you can't win from here, Norizman, well, something is wrong.
9.8 seconds in Underbone category is very, very far in front, and it's really up to these 5 riders now for the P2 and P3, and it's still not over yet for the top 3. These 3 riders, because as you can see behind, that is Ahmad Fazrul Sham and also Rozaman Said now closing down. But as you can see, Anggi Permana now taking his turn to lead this group.
That's well said. It is almost a procession, taking it in turns and taking the strain up at the front of that little group. Gurpito Krishna currently in 3rd place, Anggi 2nd, Sasi Tiran is 4th. Behind them, putting increasing pressure on Ahmed Fazrul and Mohammad Razaiman Saeed. So there is a 5-man battle for 2nd slot, although tell you what, Sasi is pulling away a little bit from Gurpito as they come to the dangerous part of the course. We've already seen 2 slide off, and number 3 slides off. Identical position. It's deja vu all over again.
I was about to say, because of the tire degradation during towards the end of the race, with 2 laps to go, they have to be very careful, especially at this part of the track. This corner we saw before, these 2 or 3 riders down this part of the track, and now advantage for Gurpito Krishna.
Well, Gurpito Krishna there has overtaken Anggi. Sasi Tiran again has just been very, very delicate in taking that corner, and I think that'll put something in the minds of just about everybody at the top end. Norizman Ismail still leads, but we're having a look at the position now for P2, which is currently led by Gurpito Krishna, although Sasi Tiran has gone past him, and Sasi has leading into the chicane as we come into the final lap. It's Sasi in 2nd. The lead is, well, we're still counting. Sasi Tiran 2nd. Norizman Ismail is 1st, 11.433 seconds. Gurpito Krishna 3rd, and Ahmed Fazrul Sham is 4th. We're in the last lap.
Well, look at Ahmad Fazrul Sham now gaining his speed right behind Sasi Tiran and also Gurpito Krishna. Now this is the battle that we are looking at in the last lap. The 3 riders are battling for P2, and it looks like Gurpito Krishna, the reigning champion, the leader of the standing board for the Underbone category, now has the advantage being in front. But as we know, the track is quite long, and we still have a lot of more corners for them to go through, and it's not over yet for the 2nd place.
0.3 of a second between 2nd, 3rd and 4th. This is the battle for P2. Gurpito Krishna currently leading it. Sasi Tiran is right on his back wheel, and trailing them is Ahmed Fazrul, who's not been able to get close enough, but Sasi Tiran may make a move as they come into the top end around the Dunlop curve. So Sasi Tiran goes into 2nd. This is the race of the season for Sasi Tiran, the Malaysian. He is now up into 2nd as they come into the final last half lap.
Down.
Also going at Ahmed Fazrul Sham, again back wheel just goes away.
Like I said, because of the tire degradation towards the end of the race, they have to be very careful. There's no much grip left on the tire, and it really has to go very slow around the corner. And if not, they saw what happened to Ahmad Fazrul Sham.
Here he is. Again, there's nothing he does wrong there. It must be like an oil slick out there, a skating rink out there for some of these riders. So some real delicacy required for Sasi Tiran and Gurpito Krishna. Way distant. Norizman Ismail is 11.5 seconds clear. Only a catastrophe can prevent him winning. Now we're into the dangerous part. This is the approach to Spoon.
This is where we saw 3 riders went out on the race, and very careful there for Sasi Tiran. He knows that he is now on a good way to be 2nd in the race, but it's still not over yet for Sasi Tiran and Gurpito Krishna, as we are now looking at the leader, Norizman Ismail.
He's done the best lap of 3.04.6. He's been long distant since lap number 2. It's been excellent for Norizman. He's been careful coming into the corners. He's been consistent in his lap times, and he is going to pick up his 2nd win of this season, Norizman Ismail, as he delicately comes around the corner and goes through the chicane, and Norizman Ismail has a long look over his shoulder. Where's everybody else, he's saying, as he comes down the home straight. The victory for Norizman Ismail of Malaysia, and it's a huge victory, and Gupita Krishna has come second.
Well, now Gupita Krishna is now second, and Sasi is using his speed trying to get in front of Gupita Krishna, but as you can see, the finishing line is quite near after the final corner, and Gupita, well, he secured his second place in front of Sasi Tarrant.
Well, Gupita Krishna showing just that little bit of extra experience. Norizman Ismail, that's a great performance from him. He's always there or thereabouts, but on this occasion, as everybody was falling around him, he just kept his nerve, Harmy. Killer corner at Spoon. It was a real tough race, but Norizman Ismail, he kept his balance, he kept his nerve, and he had a massive 11.359 seconds over Gupita Krishna Wardana and Sasi Tarrant, who had the race of his season, arguably the race of his career, coming in third place. Terrific performance, though, from Norizman Ismail.
Yes, and Norizman now, who early in the season said that he wanted to win the championship this year, and well, with Fernando Herdian failed to get any points from the race. He finished 16th, so it's a huge boost for Norizman Ismail, who's currently third before the race behind Fernando Herdian.
That's a very happy Norizman Ismail. It'll just edge him a little bit closer to the championship leader, Gupita Krishna, but this is what Gupita did last year, isn't it? He picked up points even when he didn't win races, and another 20 points here. Soyo Sugimoto, MFJ Road Racing Commission President, is providing the prizes for today. And again, tell me a little bit more about Norizman. I know you've followed his career for a long time.
Yes, he's a three-time champion, twice a champion of the Malaysian country, and this is the only title that he has not won yet. So he really wants to win this title, and this is his best here, as he said, to win the title. But Gupita Krishna might have other ideas, and as a reigning champion, and also this is a good, or must say, a great second place for Gupita Krishna because of this one winning the race. With 20 points to ensure that he's still in front there.
A Honda reigning supreme at the moment. Kawasaki of Gupita Krishna into second place, which is a rarity, but as we said, he's picked up points. Team award going to Harrier Metro. And once we've had a look at the podium, we'll just see what that means in the overall championship standings. Sasi Tarrant, I'm absolutely thrilled to him, because he's one of those who's been in the pack for a long time, continues to work hard, always has a good work ethic, and rewarded with a place on the podium today.
A good place for Sasi Tarrant, quite better this morning, and he was looking forward for the Super Bowl, and he believed he can be in the front row. He's even better from the front row, being on top of the on the podium.
Yeah, the Super Bowl was cancelled because of the conditions earlier on. It's been wet and rainy. But Norizman Ismail seemed to let the wet, in fact, it seemed to improve his opportunities, and he'll be hoping maybe it stays a little bit wet tomorrow. The weather forecast is for rain throughout the full 2 days, so those who can operate in the wet conditions may well be able to pick up bonus points.
And it is difficult for the riders, even in a dry condition.
So Norizman reduces the gap to Gupita to 11 points to the top. Fernando Herdian, who was leading when he crashed out, is third place on 56 points. Going a little bit further down, Rosamund Said, 26 points in 10th place. Oki Cristianto in 5th isn't here. Reza Falavi is another one who crashed out fairly early on. So this is looking like maybe a three-man race for the title. Gupita Krishna currently in the lead. Sasi Tarrant gets himself up into 12th in the standings with his third place there. 26 points for the season. Ahmed Fazli and Fazrul Sham in 13th and 14th respectively. As we said, going up to the top of the standings, it almost looks like it's a three-man race for the title. Wayuaji, he'll be frustrated. He was in second place when he slipped off at the Spoon Curve. They are the competitors in the Underbone 130cc.